Welcome back to Carneades.org. Today we're going to be continuing with our series, Dumbfounding Definitions, Dizzying Distinctions, and Diabolical Doctrines, a series sorting through some of the jargon of philosophy by starting a brand new mini-series on patriotism called The Last Refuge of a Scoundrel. Now, the English writer Samuel Johnson is often quoted as having said, "Patriotism is the last refuge of a scoundrel." There's debate as to whether he meant this as a repudiation of patriotism entirely, or simply as a denunciation of those that claim patriotism to disguise self-interest, but are not, in fact, true patriots. Patriotism has substantial implications for both ethics and political philosophy. What does it mean to be a true patriot? Should you follow your country, right or wrong? Should you take responsibility for your country's faults? Should you care more for your country than another? What makes a particular country yours? In this mini-series on patriotism, we will look at these questions and more, covering a definition of patriotism, the differences between patriotism and nationalism, and 5 different types of patriotism. This is just right now a quick intro video to give you an outlining of the series, and we'll get started soon with all of the videos in it. The first video we'll look at is what is patriotism, offering a general definition of patriotism that applies for most of the specific types of patriotism we will look at through the series. Then we'll take a look at the difference between patriotism and nationalism. While you're waiting for this series to come out, I highly recommend you check out our series on nationalism because it gives you a little bit of context into some of the ideas we're going to be talking about in this series. Then we're going to start with our types of patriotism. The first type of patriotism we'll look at is extreme patriotism. Then we'll take a look at robust patriotism, followed by liberal patriotism, instrumental patriotism, and finally we'll take a look at what is moral patriotism. Now, what did you think when you hear the word patriotism? Do you think it's something that's good or bad? What would your pre-theoretical definition be? The different types of patriotism we'll look at in this series will be very different and will fit into many different categories. And even those of you who may think that patriotism is a bad thing might identify with 1 or 2 of them. And those of you who think patriotism is a good thing probably won't identify with all of these views. So think before I give you away the answers of what these different types of patriotism are, think what patriotism means to you and whether it's a virtue in your mind or a vice. Let me know in the comments below and stay tuned for the rest of this series. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll stay up to date as all the videos in this series come out. Watch this video and more here at Carneades.org and stay skeptical.